Hey guys, today's video I'm going to be talking about suicide, what I deal with daily, and possibly other people. Okay, so try to give people a better understanding of what it's like to deal with it daily. Um, there's a Tupac song that I listen to where he says, I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, if is life worth living, should I blast myself? All right. Um, that's one of the thoughts I have when I wake up in the morning. And when you kind of reflect your life and how it's going, that's one thought that immediately pops in my head. And mind you guys, this is not something I'm trying to think about. These are things that force themselves in. So it's not my way of thinking. It's just kind of, it's there. So and feeling hopeless, no way out. So when you reflect on your life, you think how bad it is. You start to feel hopeless, like there's no way out. Okay, those can give you feelings or thoughts of suicide, and it's hard to pull out of that, especially when you're in a depression, a deep state of depression. So, and also when you feel like you're a burden to everybody around you, maybe all you do is talk about problems or everything that's going wrong for you, or maybe you complain, or just you need things, maybe like me, you need a place to stay, and to help you out, people to help you out. Sometimes that'll feel like a burden. You feel like a burden to everybody, and it feels like all you have to offer is problems, which in reality, that's not the case. It's just that state of mind. So, remembering all your mistakes, okay? There's a lot of things that I think about that I messed up in life. A lot of things. And it'll trigger feelings of suicide because you can't take those back. You can't reverse. You can't fix it. They're there to stay. And it's almost like they're there to stay forever in your mind. Sometimes you don't want to think about these things, but like I said before, they just force their way in. So definitely all your mistakes are constantly brought up in your thoughts. That could be a reason to feel suicidal, constant hopelessness. Okay, and anger. Anger is another thing. Let's say something has gotten you so angry to the point where you're out of control. Thoughts of suicide definitely come into play when you're in that state of mind. I know with myself, I've struggled with those same exact feelings due to anger. I get so angry, and due to all the emotions and everything going on inside of me, they all kind of collide for the worst. And yeah, just being triggered by anger, being triggered. Let's say you either decide to use, or you get into your thought patterns of thinking very bad things. So, all right. So, problems. Okay, lots of people feel suicidal over problems, or there has been lots of cases of people committing suicide due to debt, divorce, their addictions. You have people's health, and legal issues, court dates. Lots of these things bring people to a very low place, and ultimately some take their life. So things like that definitely make you feel suicidal. And then being abandoned, it could be from your lover, it could be from family, it can be from jobs, things like that. Lots of things can make you feel abandoned. And when you feel abandoned, you feel used, or you just feel not good enough, rejected from everybody. So that can also bring in feelings of hopelessness and thoughts of suicide, and then being abused also If somebody has been abused throughout their life, it definitely affects their state of mind. They see the world differently than most people, and being bullied, a lot of people out there that have been bullied definitely feel these feelings of suicide. And people that have been abused mentally, let's say long relationships that were terrible, and the people went through a long period of time of being mentally abused. It takes some time to recover from things like that. Sometimes people don't. They feel suicidal because multiple reasons due to that. So failing, maybe it's something you really were really expecting to succeed at, or failing a relationship, failing job, failing many things in life. That could be something that would make you feel suicidal if that's the way you are. And loss. Okay, you can lose a family member. It could be any one of your family members that you're close to. That can trigger certain thoughts. It can make you feel like you just don't care anymore. You feel really reckless. You'll do things you wouldn't normally do. Some people, either when they lose their job, they'll go and lose their minds, and sometimes ultimately take their life or do worse things. And people that feel they have nothing to lose, one of the ways of doing that is suicide by a cop. Some people will go out knowing that if they act a certain way, that some police officers have to take certain actions, and it will result in their losing their life. Okay, and this could be the same for gang members, people that live that type of life. Knowing going into a certain area could result in that, but they get so reckless that they just don't care, and that could be a way of suicide. And reaching the point of no return. Okay, when you have reached the point of no return, you have brought yourself to the point of taking your life. You're there, a lot of people don't realize what it takes to get to that point in your life. It's very serious, and to the people that have gotten to that point and have survived, I appreciate you. You guys are very strong, and a lot of people don't see you as that way, but I do. So, okay, why you shouldn't kill yourself. Okay, I watched an interview one time, and it was people that survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, which is almost impossible. So these people would tell their stories, at least some of them, and their first thought, they asked what were they thinking after, they attempted, and their first thought ran through their mind was instant regret. They immediately regretted their decision. By that time, it's too late. People don't understand that there is no return. There's no turning back. None. And that's what these people had to say. So that was very interesting to watch and listen to their stories. And also, giving your pain to somebody else. I mean, I understand it hurts, guys. It's terrible to have to live that way, is the way it feels. But you're giving your pain to other people, somebody that really cares about you. Maybe a complete stranger. Maybe the person that has to come and investigate it, or whoever. These things impact people's life tremendously. So you're going to be pawning your pain off to somebody else if you make that decision. And also, whoever finds you, okay, I don't know, whatever happens, the person that's left to find you, it could be your parents, your children, your loved ones. It could be anybody, somebody else's family, children. You're devastating that person for the rest of their life. Devastating them. You're traumatizing that person and whoever else is there to witness. And okay, and yeah, a lot of people depend on you. Maybe you may have a lot of people, maybe grandparents or somebody really depending on you. I mean, you got to think about that, because you take yourself away, you may disrupt the whole pattern of your family's life. Everybody has to redirect now, and maybe some people can't ever come back or recover from that. Okay, and what you have to offer to the world. That's what people really need to start looking into, and not how bad they are and how many mistakes they made. What you have to offer to the world. People will have to look at deep inside of themselves to figure that one out. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm in the process of that. Okay. And yes, we're all going to die anyways. You know, everybody knows that. It's guaranteed. Enjoy the ride. I mean, there's no sense in speeding things up. I know it sounds crazy, but, you know, we're all headed the same direction. Just enjoy the ride. And a lot of these people, I understand, they really don't want to die, including myself. When I get these thoughts, I don't really want to die. When I've reached those ultimate lows, and let's say it got to the point, in my mind, I really did not want to die. Sorry. I just wanted to be able to make the pain stop. When you get to that feeling, you want it all to go away, and you understand the consequences. You understand everything. You just want it all to go away because you've had it. You've had it, guys. I'm here to tell you, when you carry around the weight that I carry around and many other people like me, it's crushing. Some people get desperate for relief, you know, and it's totally understood by me. So, and I understand it hurts and you want it to stop. I mean, I understand that, but it's learning how to live with it, guys. It really is. And a lot of people will take the drugs to escape. I did that for so long, and I was disgusted with myself. I hated doing them. I hated drinking. I hated doing drugs, but I knew it was my escape. And there was a big price to pay every time that I would decide to make them choices, okay, due to problems in relationships, problems with the law, and just problems with myself, you know. Sometimes I would think to myself, I could get a whole lot done, or put aside these feelings and get this mess cleaned up and do, you know, whatever. But in reality, I was creating a mess inside of myself, because once them drugs wear off and you deal with things that I deal with, let's say PTSD and bipolar 2 on top of coming down on drugs, it's I don't even think I can put it into words. That's how extreme it is. And yeah, so okay, drugs are definitely not. Don't mix drugs if you guys feel like that. Okay, and also speaking of drugs, medication. Now there's medication out there to assist people through these times, and not everybody can afford medication. Not everybody has insurance. Not everybody wants to go to the doctor. And some people just don't want to talk about it. They don't want nobody knowing, so they suffer through this shit. And I think it's terrible. But not everybody can go get meds. I know what it's like to have to go out, get medical insurance just so you can go see a doctor, and then get that doctor to send a prescription, and then hopefully you got the money to cover that if your insurance doesn't cover it. I mean, it's terrible. And then keeping up with it, keeping up with your doctor's appointments, keeping up with all that. It can be hard. A lot of people don't get all that. They don't understand it. And that's if you get insurance, okay? Some people don't get insurance due to identification cards or whatever the reason may be. It can be a struggle just to get to that point. So definitely, that can be an issue. Okay, and sorry. And to those who say people are cowards taking the easy way out, okay. Now, I don't know who the hell you are, but I can't. I don't think it's very easy to take your life. Okay, let alone take somebody else's life. Take your life. I don't think that's easy, and by far is not even close to a coward. Okay. Now, if you go out and do some stupid things and then do that to yourself, yes, I can agree with you on that. But to get rid of the pain and things that you're suffering with, and the people that don't understand that, by far from a coward, okay? You guys are just not understanding how badly these people want the pain to go away, okay? And people say, oh, it's just all in your head. Well, it ain't in my ass. It ain't anywhere else. Of course it's in my head. Of course it's in all of our heads. I mean, where else would it be? That's the problem, you know. It's in our head. We can't get it out. That's part of the, it's part of the reason people do what they do. So, okay, so what I do, try to work myself through this. Just try to understand it. Get as much knowledge as you can on it. Understand it to the best of your ability. That way you know how to deal with it. You know how to cope with it. You know how to recognize it, redirect it, all that stuff. So also, there's a lot of things that are the source of the problem. You're going to keep thinking this way, keep having these feelings because there's obviously something there sparking up certain feelings of hopelessness and suicidal thoughts. So what I'm doing is everything I was running from, I'm now running at, okay? And the best way I could put that is face your fears, whatever the hell you're dealing with, whatever the hell problems you got going on, face them, face them, overcome them, get them behind you. I think that's a really big way to get some of these thoughts behind you, because every other way doesn't work, at least for me. So small accomplishments, overcoming things, facing fears, things like that are starting to build confidence, starting to build strength in my mind. So anybody out there wondering what they can do that may help. And okay, guys, well, I'm going to wrap this one up. Anybody out there struggling with these thoughts, you're not alone. Anybody out there who survived, you guys are very strong people, and you understand a lot more than what other people do. You have a lot more inside of you than you realize. You have more to offer to the world than you'll ever realize. I just want to let you guys know you're not alone. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to make another video soon. So if you guys haven't subscribed, go to my channel, my YouTube channel, Brandon Roski, Speaking Experience, and please subscribe. All right, guys. Well, everybody out there, have a good day.